seen, they like lights.
Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
Watch 54. Ready?
Now it's Wilson. And incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and it's third down.
And there's a good opportunity that just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is third and 8.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Right there.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And an alley to run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Carson. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Bandit. Bandit.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Check tight, check tight, check tight. 36 power. 54.
To throw is Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is first and 10 at the 46. Here's Wilson to throw. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Solomon Thomas, they'd love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. Throwing is Wilson. Buying time to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
10-2 stop. General West. Check 15. Check 15.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll set up a throw. Completes it to Coleman. Not able to go anywhere that time. Second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. On second down, it's Coleman. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now it's Carson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the buses.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Mike 54. Watch the slant.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 29-yard line.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Wilson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Right there, 54 Mike. I got you, punk.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I'm coming. I'm coming. Hey, let go. 2nd
and 9 now. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 22 yards there, a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Here we go. Here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And it's a fumble, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, 1-7. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. 53.
To throw is Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. 2nd and 5. He'll have a first down past the 40. That's complete to his speedy wideout, Goodwin. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
On the double. 54 Mike. 61, matchbox lights.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's the 2nd and 7. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7. First down, 49ers.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
At the 48-yard line.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. Hey, team 6. Team 6. I'm going back to you. Hey, watch that. Recon, 132 fighter.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was that 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration. You'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
On first down, Carson. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Mike 54. Hey, man. Watch the boot.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. David Johnson here on the catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Right there. 54 Mike. Here we go.
A first down carry here for Johnson. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Solomon Thomas there on the tackle.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
The 49ers 24-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, I'm coming.
Here's Wilson. Shakes off the sag. Staying on his feet. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Terrell Basham able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
I don't know what you were seeing on that play, but it felt to me like I wasn't watching a football field. I was watching a boxing ring. He was bobbing and weaving and trying to make sure he kept the play alive. Just didn't turn out well for him in the end, did it?
Impressive that he stayed in the pocket while avoiding those couple of would-be tacklers, but eventually goes down. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the gun, Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Niners will take over at the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
You don't want no problem from me.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Returnable for Lockett. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Wilson. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. On 2nd down, Wilson. The pass complete to Hakeem Butler. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
12.
On third down, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. If you're a lover of offense, this has not been the half for you thus far. Luckily for me, though, I'm sitting next to a lover of defense, and we have had plenty of that, including that interception.
Yeah, and I mean, that still makes it a great game, doesn't it? Everybody talks about if the ball's not in the end zone and points going up on the board, it's not as much fun. I love these defensive battles. Something's got to give with these turnovers. Who can convert them into points?
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. The tackle made by K.J. Wright. Now back to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. I got you, boy. I got you. Yo. Ready?
On play action, they'll throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, but it'll be second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Come on, QB, come on.
2nd and 10. On the screen, this is Coleman. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
Check. Leo.
He'll drop to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This will be taken very short. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Exit.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll set up a throw, and he fires one that's intercepted. jjguyiv with a pick. He's at the 50, the 30, and what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Right there, 54 Mike.
Check back, check back.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Jason Verrett, he'll get the sack as he provides the heat off the corner. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. On the delay, here's Carson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So they come away from this opening drive of the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
I'm here all day.
They're going to look to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
He'll look to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll set up to throw. Incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space. 3rd down here. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. 54.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson, forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the game there.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 46. This is Carson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Check mark 54, line 54.
And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
They run again with Carson. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They run it with Carson. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the 1st. They have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Flushed out right. They'll try and run it. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Wilson now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. They run the counter. Carson, he is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Mike.
Fine, 90.
Mike's 5-4. Double dog. That's the way.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And a first down.
Seahawks, first down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's first and goal.
It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Oh, they'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Give him 3 on the game there. 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
They come out here in the I. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run with Carson, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and goal to go.
From back at the 3 now. This is 3rd and goal.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Operating from the gun. Wilson steps away to his left. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Jason Myers on for the field goal. A 22-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So with less than a minute gone by here in this 4th quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great 4th quarter.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
54
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Coleman. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And down to the 16-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 47 yards on the ground.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
The 17-yard line.
Let's go now. 18 Gators.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Christian, Travis.
Second and 11. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Niners on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is third and 11. They'll look to throw. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. From 17 yards out. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Now it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
The Seahawks on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is going to be third and 13.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Hey, watch the slant.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
All day, every day, any day.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Wilson throwing again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Trey Flowers picks it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who have had the receivers on lockdown.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Ready? 70, Indy.
Here's 2nd and 8. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. He finds Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Back to throw here. Goodwin able to haul it in. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Tevin Coleman, 32 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Escapes the sack. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. D. Ford in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Brings up 3rd down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Now Wilson operating from the gun. Now a desperate. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big gain of 39 on 3rd.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Now Wilson on first down. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the 4th quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. This complete to Lockett.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he finds his man, that's Butler. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the 1st down in the process.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
56. Check 56. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
Go. Check 24. Check 24.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Quan Alexander in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. So the victory here for San Francisco. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. But now I'm listening to you.